Hey ladies and gents, this is Linda Chic777 and today I'm coming at you because I thought it would be fun to create one of those little stick pin books together. I have been wanting to create one of these forever because I think they're just so daggum cute that I thought it would just be a fun start to finish in real time. Probably end up as a two-parter like my last start to finish, but what the heck, right? We're creating together. So I'm going to move my sign out of the way. I pre-set up a few things to help, save at least 15-20 minutes. But here we go. So the first thing I want to do, I will adjust my camera because it takes a little time to dry. I'm going to go in and spray my flowers I've got set aside for this thing. Now what I'm using is just, it's just a homemade mist. It's actually this, which is quite funny. When I went to Joann's, in the cake section, they have like this edible glitter, but it's very shimmery and very, very fine. And I have Pearl X powders too, but I got one that's silver and one that's just a pearl color, which is a clear. So I used some of this in some water as well as some gum arabic paste. You usually do like a 4-to-1 ratio of these. And I saved an old Glimmer Mist bottle, a Tattered Angels, because it sprays really good. And even my thing says, look, cake mix. This one says pearl, actually. I guess I used the pearl color. Cake mix pearl on here. So that's what I'm going to use to spray. And I'll show you the shimmer on it. And I hadn't put gum arabic in it before. I just picked that up off eBay. But it still stayed on really good. Worked really well. It didn't really, rub off all that much. But I thought the gum arabic would be a little bit better. So I'm going to get this sprayed. Spray all my yummy things here, which isn't a whole lot because, these little fabric journals are, like 3x4 size folded up. So, okay, so let's let that do its magic for a few minutes. And already I'm going to show you, well, probably not the white one is not the best. And let me get in here a little bit and get a little more Glimmer Mist on that one because I didn't quite get inside. And you're probably not going to be able to pick it up on camera, but I don't know if you can pick up the shimmer. We always try that and to show you guys, and it's just so hard. You can totally see it on my, and I want to get a little bit more on my wood pieces. Let those dry up. Let's see if we can pick any up shimmer. There, now can you see the shimmer on that? Now you can really see it. It's just a real minute, tiny shimmer. It never clogs in the bottle. I've never had a problem with it, and it's edible. If I wanted to eat it, well, not now because I put the gum arabic in it. But anyway, that's what I use sometimes to do my flowers with. So now let me adjust my camera back down. I have pre-picked out all my laces and such for this project and my fabrics. I'm going to make kind of a vintage looking stick pin book, and so I picked out this real pretty kind of shabby chic fabric. And the first thing I want to do, because I've decided I want to actually put some stencil on there, so I picked the Crafters Workshop Art is stencil. And so what I'm going to do, let me get adjusted here. I want to move my camera here just a bit so I can, not my camera, but my view window there, so I can make sure I'm in frame. Oh, and real quick, let me grab a paper towel. Yep, this will be a two-parter. I just want to wipe this down where spray got around, so if I drag anything in it, I don't get things shimmery that I don't want shimmery. Okay, so let me fold it in half and see where our, and I've got some stick pins here because I'm going to do some sewing. Yeah, you're going to hear the sewing machine going. I'll adjust my camera so you can see it sewing, and feel free to fast forward. But I couldn't sew ahead of time on this because I'm going to place a stick pin here right in the middle so I know where I'm at. I have to do some little bit of prep work first, and I wanted you to be able to see that. So, and then what I'm doing, I've got this on the outside. I was going to put like a netting on the outside over this, but I just liked how this was by itself. And I've got a piece of felt for the inside to make it nice and thick. I will put, is that my netting? Yeah, I will put some netting on the inside just to kind of soften that felt up a bit. I thought that would look kind of pretty. And then this is my inner page. My inner felt is kind of a real pretty kind of brownish color, but you know, pinks and peaches and browns often look very well together. So that's going to be my inner page, you know, for my stick pins and such. Okay, so let's see, back to this. So I've put a stick pin in here so I kind of know, you know, where my center is, because I just want to do a little bit of stenciling kind of right in the lower kind of corner there. All right, so let me get my modeling paste open over here, over the trash can, because there's always some dried bits that fall out. Okay, so, and I use this Liquitex modeling paste. Oh, in the camera, sorry about that. This is a, I like this one because it's a real thick modeling paste. Let me grab my little spatula here. Where is it? There it is. And I'll show you. I mean, it's just a nice, I keep going out of view. Sorry, guys. It's just a nice thick modeling paste. So I'm going to do that little bit of stenciling there, and then we'll kind of dry it a bit. Make sure, yeah, make sure I'm in view here at least. Let's see, actually. You know, you often start, I'm just trying to figure out where I really want to start with this. Yeah, we'll just start up here with it. It'll be the easiest. Okay, kind of want to go in that corner, because my flowers and all that are going to be down here, so I want just a little bit. Okay, I'm in view, we're ready to go. So let's do our little bit of stenciling. I think it'll just give it a nice, soft, subtle touch here. Like I said, I've just been wanting to do one of these books forever. I think they're so cute. Okay, let's pull that off. Nice and slow. We don't want it to become mush. Nice. Check that out. Look at that. That's pretty, huh? I wonder if I should do... I think I will. I'm going to do just a little bit down in this lower corner. Just that little bit. Just kind of right down here. Turn it this way so I can see it. Yep, and then you guys can see it because I actually am in view. That came out a funny tone, didn't it? View. There we go. Not doing too bad today. For those of you who know, I'm going through chemo and stuff. I actually have, I'm going to do that one little line there since I kind of got in it. I actually have an appointment on May 1st to do my 3rd round of chemo. I'm going to be going through 6 rounds. I have it once every 3 weeks. So following that for about a week, that's where I'm not at my best. But this week, right before chemo, is where you have your most energy. Unfortunately, the doctor says, that kind of turned out a little bit mushy, but that's okay. Let me show you. Just a few of the words turned out a little bit. Where's my camera lens? There it is. Kind of just down here a little bit, but it still looks good. It's art, right? My doctor says as the chemo goes on, I will definitely get a little more tired, less energy by the next couple, but that's okay. I'm fighting it. I'm a fighter. I'm going through it. I'm going to remain happy because that's just the kind of person I am. And, right? That's cool. Okay. Just trying to wipe this off a little bit because I'm not, you know, I don't have a sink next to me right away, and kind of want to get this stuff off. One moment, please. Try and wipe some of this off. Okay, get it out of there, and I can take a little toothbrush. A toothbrush, an old toothbrush, is awful nice when you have all these words. Kind of get in and get the stuff out. Okay, enough of that cleaning up business. Let's get creating. All right, now the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and heat set that a little bit. Get my gun out from over here because we want to start on our sewing process. Yeah, a few spots it kind of mushed together, but that's all right. And I may just go over it, which as soon as this is dry, I think I'm gonna, because we want to make sure that's set as well. You know how I like to go over it with my acrylic paint mixed with sand? If you daub it on, it kind of brings up the words a little bit more, and it adds kind of that snowy effect to it, and I just really love to do that. So, yeah, and I definitely will get into... Excellent. We'll get into a two-parter, probably both at about 30 minutes like last time. I think I've done enough extra stuff. Let me see. That's kind of not the color I want. This might be the one that's a little more lighter. There we go. So I've got my acrylic paint mixed with sand. And get my little dauber in there. You don't want it a lot on here. I just want it to kind of pop up a little bit. And let's bring my camera in so you can see my kind of pop those words out just a little bit. I don't know why it works, it just does. I think it's because it's kind of white paint over, and I just love that snowy effect. I'm going to come up here a little bit. Kind of makes it a little more shabby, and I think that's what I like too. I'm glad I have some of this fabric. As I was going through finding fabric, I hadn't got into my fabric pile in a while, and I found a bunch of Shabby Chic cute ones. I can't wait, because Crystal, Junkris315 here on YouTube, was the sweetest thing. Hey, Crystal! She went and did a little shopping for me at Daiso, since we don't have one around this state. And she got me one of those button makers. I'm super excited, so I can't wait to use some of those... I'm going to actually go down the center a little bit. Can't wait to use some of these fabrics with that button maker. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit up in the corner up here. I'm just kind of, you can't see any of that, can you? There we go. Better, better, better. There it is. I'm kind of going around the fabric a little bit to give a little bit of a shabby chic look. Bring this up. Since I zoomed in, there we go. Zoomed in a little bit. There. Got to make sure I'm in camera. Okay, I think that'll do it for now on that. I'm going to actually put this in right in my lid like that. I'm going to bring this back out. Kind of keep my paintbrush moist because we'll use it again. And then let's go ahead. Oh, and let me show you what I've got. See kind of that powder softness effect on there? You can kind of see it on my fabric a little bit too. Almost kind of whitewashed it a little bit. I like the brightness of that, but you know, this is kind of a shabby chic one. So sometimes, in order to get our shabby chicness, you know, we tone down things. I like it both ways. So I love some spots where it's still kind of bright. Get this all nice and dry so we can start messing with it. Like I said, and I always say, feel free to fast forward, because the next things we're going to do is start kind of pinning this together, because I am going to sew it, and I don't want to hand sew it. I want to sew it, make sure that's dry. Great. I want to sew it with a sewing machine. So you can fast forward through the pinning if you want, but if you don't, I'll try to make some great conversation. I actually like my... Where is it? There it is. I actually like my pin all shabby chiced up, but we're taking it out. Okay. Oh, you know what I want to do as well? Not that it's really any fun to watch, but I'm going to go ahead and put some heat on those flowers. Just make sure they're nice and dry. And careful, because those will kind of shrink up a little bit. That one did a little bit, but that's actually okay because it kind of made the petals curl up. There we go. It's drying pretty good actually. Then I'm going to go into my wood pieces like I normally do. Make sure. There we go. And I like to just kind of go around the edges a little bit. It's got a little extra piece of wood. These wood pieces, my wood X and O letters, came from Saw Crafter's Shop. I love her wood pieces. I buy them a lot. I'm trying to find, can you see it? How about over here? How about now? I'm trying to find where I'm at with my camera. For some reason today, I just can't seem to find my camera view. That just kind of makes it pop out a little bit better. And these little roses, I cut them out in case I want to use some tiny little things. Rosettes. I got this, Saw sent it to me. I'm going to lean over here, in a rack. It's this 9-row, and I believe she carries it in her shop. Hey, Saw! 9-row of these tiny little flowers, and all I do is cut them apart. They cut apart really, really easy. So that's what this is, and you get like a yard of it. See, I just start cutting apart, and you get tiny, and I'll do like rows of it too. I've got a piece down here where we're going to use a little row of it. So, that's where those tiny little flowers came from. And these, I believe, came from Annie. Hey, Annie. She sent me in when we did a swap. Little flowers there. Little Prima flower. And then the rest of these are just kind of recollections or Prima flowers and such. Okay, so now let me adjust my camera back over down here. Okay. And we're going to start pinning this thing, the outside, to get together, and the inside. Oh, and the other thing I want to do, this piece of felt here, I actually, you know what I think's bugging me on my camera? Is I just think that I am too down. Let's do that. See if I'm wanting to be in more in this angle. See if that's going to help. I think that's going to help. I think I have my camera pointed down too much. I want to give like a little design to this. So I brought out my industrial pinking shears, and I'm just going to pink around the edges, give it a little bit of a shape. So we're going to cut that up a little bit. This will become a little bit smaller, but not much. So I just took off a little bit, and there it is. And it won't be real straight, but that's okay. That's what makes this cute. It's kind of fun. Cut's real fun. You can buy these in any sewing. I don't know if you can use regular paper craft decorative scissors. I don't know if they're strong enough to go through like fabrics and stuff. You know, I don't know if those need just a thinner material or not. And again, I'm sorry for my shaky. I'm going to fix this side a little bit. It is kind of bugging me that it's crooked. Okay, alright, so got that part done. Now I got just a fun little shape around it. So, let's start, okay, on the inside here, I wanted to put my, I want to get all the kitty hair off of it first. That hair gets everywhere. This is just some netting. I cut. I want to put that right in the center there. And let's see what I wanted to do. Let me get my picture ready here. Boy, we're moving right along, aren't we? Get my picture of what I had here. Okay, so I know that I wanted to do a little lace on this outside edge, kind of in, I think I'm going to do it in the lower half a little bit. No, I think I'm going to do it in the middle. Middle it is. Actually, let's see, I was going to do that like right. Yeah, that'll work. I just kind of want the outside edge so when the book's closed, you have a cute little ledge there. Get my pins out. Get that pinned. Most people would hot glue it on, but I kind of want the sewing in because a lot of times when I, distress and sew my papers and such, I like the sewing on there. I like to leave, little short threads hanging off the ends. I do that on purpose. I don't always cut it down and make it look neat because I just think it lends to the shabbiness of the project. So here you are pinning. So this is where you get to fast forward if you want. This pretty lace came from Jules, Jewel Box, Genevieve on here on YouTube. Hey Jules. I'm I'm going to actually take that netting back off a minute. I want to go around the outer perimeter. I got this cute little thread here. Right here. I think Christy sent this to me. Hey, sweetie. It sent me a little rack. So I want to go around the outside edge of this as well. And most people will just kind of... I've got to try and make this pin just right because it's so tiny. Just kind of cut it off in strips, you know, and then they glue it on. But like I said, I want to sew mine, so I'm actually going to kind of miter the corners a little bit. Make this look super cute. What I may do, I don't want you guys to have to sit through my sewing because we're already up at 20 minutes anyway. So what I may do is get everything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin the outside of this perimeter here. And then, you know, I'm going to sew this, of course, and then I'm going to pin some lace. I got this lace right here. I'm going to pin this lace on the inside perimeter all the way around. Okay, and let's see. I think that's about it. And that'll get all the sewing and stuff done. Once I pin that and sew it, then what I'm going to do is get the book together like this, and I'm going to just sew right down the center right here. Okay, so I'm going to get everything pinned up, all pretty, sew the lace around the perimeter front and back, and then I'm going to sew this little page, I guess, right down the center. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do when I'm gone, and I'll see you back again in part 2. All right, bye-bye. Mwah! Thanks for sharing your time with me.